Hey UConn Nation, it's KK Arnold here. If you're looking for the latest UConn women's basketball content, go subscribe to Listen Up to Phil and Ryan. Go Huskies!
Phil and Ryan, listen up, Ryan. I think the real question is, well, let me tell you, we did our homework, but did they do their homework? Oh my goodness. On to the second round, Ryan. We have comments, trending posts, and a lot more for everybody here on Listen Up. Ryan, listen to this. It's so sweet rolling off the tongue. Number 14, Jackson State is downed by UConn 86-64 as three starters, Ryan, surpassed 20 points. Huskies are 31-0 as top 3 seed in first round. I'll go ahead and turn it right on over to you for the game recap and then handle some of my own comments. A lot to get into here on this beautiful Saturday, Ryan, as we advance pretty smoothly cruise into the second round.
Yeah, well, first off, happy birthday to Gino, the big 7-0 today, and he gets to celebrate his birthday with a big first round victory. First sold out crowd today in Gamble for an NCAA tournament game since 2002, so pretty surprised by that, but it was definitely rocking from the start. UConn definitely feeding off that energy to start the game. Paige Bueckers scored the first 5 points for UConn. You could tell she was just on today from the start. The team seemed energized and refreshed, so that week or so off that they had, I think that really helped them out. And also, it seemed like everyone was playing loose and just letting it fly out there today, which was also good to see. Huskies went on a 16-0 run at one point in the first quarter, and the defense was suffocating as well, holding Jackson State to nearly 8 minutes without scoring a basket, and UConn up big 22-8 at the end of one. And I know the saying defense wins championships, and UConn's defense I don't think is talked about enough, but I have to say the offense was on point today. Everyone got involved in some way. The passing was on point. Hardly any turnovers at all the whole entire game for the Huskies. It was just fun to watch the offense flowing, the ball movement as well, almost close to perfection as you can get. Meanwhile, on the other side of the ball, Jackson State only 2 of 12 from 3 in the first half, along with 11 turnovers, so not too good of a game for the Lady Tigers. Meanwhile, for the Huskies, they were on pace to score 98 points at the end of the first half. Paige had 19, Aaliyah with 14, UConn absolutely rolling. A lot of whistles in the third quarter. I noticed the refs had to tell Gino and some of the UConn players to stop arguing the calls. Loud boos were raining down from all the fans in the stands, but the energy, the astounding play from the Huskies did not let up at any point in the game. And I have to give credit to the Lady Tigers of Jackson State. Very, very, really tough environment to play in, but it seemed like they didn't back down. They accepted the challenge, and you do have to respect that. Ashlynn Shade was on an absolute heater in the third quarter. She had a career high 23 points with still 10 minutes left to play in the fourth. 17th double-double today for Aaliyah Edwards. She ended with 20 and 10. Paige just doing what she does, a little bit of everything. 28 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists. Ashlynn Shade, career high 26 points, along with 5 threes and 6 rebounds. Nika added 7.7 assists. And now UConn awaits the winner of Arizona and Syracuse to see who they will play yet again in Stores and Gamble Pavilion on Monday.
Yeah, you know who I want to talk about? Paige Bueckers. And especially not just because of what she did today and her performance in basketball overall. She earns her first career as Paige Bueckers, that is, Ryan. This is Paige Bueckers earns her first career double-double in the NCAA tournament. And you said it right, 28, 11, and 7. Again, not only because of her showing up when it matters most, but let's not forget what she went through. I mean, very seldom I might be biased when I say this. I got to go back and do my homework this time, mind you. How many players really in this tournament, when you think about it, was not held out? What was she held? Remind me again. She was held out all of last season, but then she missed half of the, more than half of the season before that.
She
So
did,
again,
yeah.
with between the surgeries, the recovery, the ability to get back up on your own 2 feet, to wake up in the morning and to realize that this is still what she wants, to not quit, right? And you're not seeing her just come out on the floor and play, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, and then not provide, not provide for her team. Ryan, this is clutch basketball that you're witnessing right here, and not just from her. I get it, but I had a feeling, I had to joke around with you and say, Ryan, was the 3-point attempt shooting up today more than other games this season? Rather, because of our score prediction. They wanted to prove Phil and Rye right and reach 90. Almost, right? Almost. But yeah, man. And some of the lucky shots, I mean, yeah, they're full of talent and skill, but didn't you just love the ball bouncing off of the backboard and falling in for Ashlynn Shade? Paige Bueckers had that beautiful 3-point shot in the first quarter. So yeah, Ryan. And another thing is, I want to point out to you very quickly, the transition. Don't you just love to see how many times did we see Aaliyah Edwards finding the passing lanes, the Paige Bueckers moving in the forward position? So when they tell you that Edwards and Bueckers are literally a legit 1-2 punch in this tournament all season, but in this tournament specifically, they mean it, right? They mean it.
Yeah, and it was really just everybody today, getting steals, forcing Jackson State to just into tough passing situations, shooting situations. The Lady Tigers really struggled to set up their offense at all. And like I said, the offense was really just rolling the whole entire game. It didn't seem like UConn could really do anything wrong. So hopefully they can continue this momentum for the rest of the tournament. And if they play like this, they're definitely going to be a really tough out. We already expected them to
Yeah.
be a tough out, but if they continue to play like this, it's going to take a really, really tough team to beat UConn in this tournament.
And it's good to see Aaliyah Edwards adjust under the basket, right? She was struggling early a little bit. They had some nice blocks on her, but she adjusted. And that's what every game, but especially basketball, in my opinion, game of adjustments. I want to shout out to KK Arnold, her first ever, right, Ryan? It had to make you smile. And I just enjoyed seeing KK Arnold in this game. I enjoyed that a lot, making her official debut, right? Official debut in women's basketball postseason action. So we appreciate her family and her, again, for all she does. We can't wait to get her back on here. That's right, guys. I said it. KK Arnold joining Ryan and I postseason. We hope that it's not over until April, if you know what I mean. So she will be joining us postseason again to recap the beautiful season. No matter where it ends, Ryan, I consider it a beautiful thing, right? So KK Arnold, maybe you could say, I don't know, Ryan, what's the word? Struggling to score. But again, you're not going to always score, right? That's asking enough. That's more than enough. You had Edwards, Bueckers, and Shade all scoring 20 or more. So again, but I like just KK Arnold's play style. I think it's overlooked, her ability to carry the team, especially when she carries the ball up the floor as point guard, and to be able to provide that spark on the offensive side of the ball, how she transitions the ball so fast up the court, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, Edward Shade and Bueckers, if I'm doing the math right, I think they combined for 74 points today. So, not not a lot of room for scoring for some of the other Huskies on the team, but that's okay. I think Nika and KK in the starting lineup. I think their primary role is really to play defense. It seemed
Yeah.
like that for most of the season. I think those two kind of lead the charge on defense. Of course, KK led the team in steals this year, so definitely doing her part. Continued that today, so hopefully she can heat up. I think she'll heat up a little bit as the tournament goes, driving the lane on offense, getting that going. But if she can continue her defense, that's going to help the team, go unnoticed sometimes in the box score. But it's going to help UConn win a lot more of these games, hopefully.
All right, let's go on over, Ryan, to some comments from our subs from the last video. Edwards announces she will leave UConn. And please do not forget to subscribe, comment, and like the video. Run it up a lot. That's what they say, Ryan, right? Especially in basketball. Run it up. That's what UConn did today. Postseason, Edwards, enter. WNBA draft, Janet Adams said a rock, a bright start in the UConn history books. I believe she meant star. Best decision as an international elite athlete looking at their future options. We are so proud of you and look forward to your WNBA success.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. And, it really is a great story. I didn't mention that, but Aaliyah coming over from Canada, it's great to see, Aaliyah prosper with UConn all 4 years. And I think, really underrated at sometimes early in her career. But like I said, the past 2 years, she's really just blown up right in front of her eyes. And it's been really special to see. But I think it's sometimes even during those 2 years, she's been underrated a little bit at sometimes too. But yeah, we definitely wish her nothing but the best in the W.
Jason D'Amico, comment, brother, today and tell us how you're feeling after this big W. He says, Jason says, of all the players on UConn, Aaliyah is probably the most underappreciated. What she has done for this team in the past 3 years has been unrightfully ignored by the press and fans alike, myself included. Yeah, I'm guilty of that one too, Ryan. Aaliyah is like the parent that a child keeps leaning on because they always know that they will be there for them until they are not. And then the fear sets in. There is something to be said about longevity. Just ask LeBron James or Eli Manning. Being solid is a must, but being reliable is invaluable. She will be sorely missed. Peace.
And Aaliyah missing the last 2 games, obviously with the broken nose, and still playing through it today, even though she's used to playing with the mask from last season. It's still pretty impressive, honestly. It's put the mask on, play through the broken nose. She was still getting hit in the face today. She just gets beat up every single game. We don't really say it a lot or appreciate how much effort she puts in the paint, fighting for the rebounds. Driving the lane, trying to get buckets underneath there. She gets hit and beaten up down there almost every single game in the paint. So her effort and energy is always well appreciated and not recognized as often. I think at times, but Aaliyah, heck of a player, did another spectacular job today.
Wow, going a little off topic on these Huskies, I know the big focus is this win today in the first round. This one kind of gets the emotions flowing here, Ryan. I have to admit, I'm not going to say her name out of respect, but I did text someone earlier in the week, and someone connected to Sailor, and I said, tell Sailor to come to UMD. So I looked down, and a couple comments later, I see the disruptive one said, you guys might be able to see Sailor. I expect her at Maryland next season. Oh,
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised by that, honestly. Obviously her hometown school, if you will. So yeah, it's definitely a real possibility that she could come to Maryland. Probably the best possibility. So like I said, we'll see what happens, but pretty exciting.
yeah. So here's the Sailor, Ryan. You want to leave a message to her as well. Please come to Maryland, right where we're recording from right now, and her brother too. We wish her brother nothing but the best. I think he transferred Ryan to Miami for football.
Yeah, if not UConn, if we still have a roster spot open, she's welcome to come to UConn. But yeah, please, if not UConn, come to Maryland, and we will definitely come down for a game and watch you at some point.
All right, Ryan, the big three. That's Edwards, Bueckers, and Shade. Get it done. Earlier in the week, Gino Ariema said the team has to rely on the veteran players to get the job done and make a deep run in this NCAA tournament. And they did just that today. Step one out of the way. Final score 86-64. Connecticut over Jackson State. And Ryan, I will see you in the second round. Let's check in. Phil and Rye, listen up.